Ayo, what is poppin' poppers? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best ways to display your pops out of box. So let's get right into it. So a question I get asked a lot on the channel is how do you display your pops? And most of the time I'll tell people I display them in box and out of box. And the follow-up questions will always be if you display your pops out of box, where do you put the empty boxes? How do you display them so that way it shows off each pop? In today's video, I'll only be talking about displays on out-of-box pops, but if this video does well, I will do a video on in-box pops. Most of my collection is out of box, and I do have multiple different shelves and different designs for each shelf on how I display my pops out of box. So for the first half of this video, I'll be talking about my collection and how I display my pops out of box, and then for the other half of the video, I'll be talking about different methods on how to display your pops out of box that I don't use, but I've seen them online. So to start off with the shelf that is right across from me, it is my South Park and Walking Dead shelf. I also keep my Pez on there. But yeah, this shelf I basically use for out-of-box pops and in-box pops. So the out-of-box part of this shelf is the South Park collection. So the shelf that you're seeing right now is a shelf that I actually made with my dad. It's basically the exact same thing as a baseball bat display. If you are looking for a baseball bat display, Michael sells them on their website as well as in-store. This is a really awesome way to display your pops because you can show off each pop really well and you can see each pop. So another out-of-box display in my collection is my main shelf. I have 4 different sections, one for animation, one for Marvel, one for video games, and one for Fortnite. So my Fortnite shelf is the exact same as any other shelf that is attached to that one. There's like 4 different ones, but yeah, I'm going to be using the Fortnite one for the example in today's video. So what I did is I basically made a riser out of wood. You can buy those off Amazon. I believe they're just spice racks. They're kind of lower than the one that I have. The one thing I don't like about the display that I have is you can't really see the pops in the back too well because it gets dark back there. But eventually I hope that I can get some sort of LED light strip going around the inside of each of those boxes or cubes. With the spice racks, what I noticed is that it's kind of too short to be at the bottom and the front pop kind of blocks the ones in the back. Another shelf in my collection that I use for out-of-box pops is my small little shelf that I got from IKEA. And that shelf is basically, it's perfect, it fits a bunch of pops perfectly. So basically what I do is I take the pops out of their boxes and I use their box in the backdrop basically. It can fit 7 boxes across I believe. And I also keep some pops in box. This photo was taken a while ago. I actually found this from my Instagram. As of right now it's kind of like random stuff down there. But I used to use this for my South Park video games and Harry Potter. Now I have too many South Park pops so it doesn't fit on that shelf. And I have too many video games pops so it doesn't really fit on that shelf either. I just mainly keep my Harry Potter and a bunch of random pops on there as of right now. But I still use the whole backdrop thing where I use the pops boxes in the back because it kind of pushes them forward so they're not all the way in the back, and it also gives like a nice backdrop in the back. Anything I talk about in today's video, we'll have a link in the description below, so if you do want to check it out, it's down below. Another way I use pops out of box in my collection, it's not really up here, it's not in my collection I guess. I don't know exactly what the company's name is, but I found this light up box at EB Games, and basically you can keep the pops in box, it fits perfectly in inbox pop. Or you can have them out of box. Personally, I like having mine out of box because it shows the pop better and it lights up. It doesn't light up too well, but this is one of the older models. I've seen some of their newer models, and it lights up pretty well. There's different colors like green, red, and the one that I have is blue. But yeah, basically I keep this alongside my gaming setup, and normally I'll have my keyboard the same color as that. So it is blue, so I'll have my keyboard blue and my mouse blue, so that way it kind of suits the theme. But yeah, that's it for my collection and how I display my pops out of box. Let me know in the comments below how you display your pops out of box. Is it anything similar to my collection? I would love to know. But yeah, also another question I get asked is where do you keep your out of box pops boxes? And one simple thing. They're all behind these. I'll use them to rise pops as well. So for some of the pops I don't have risers that I made, I'll use the pop boxes to kind of push the pops up and make like DIY pop risers, if that makes sense. So there's this one photo I found where this guy used pop boxes to kind of push up the other pop boxes and made them like vertical kind of risers. So typically I keep my anime pops in box, but I'm using it just for today's video as an example. So basically how I did this is I got 4 empty pop boxes and I put them in the back. So I slowly took out every single pop out of its box, and then eventually when I had every single pop out of their boxes, I put their boxes down so that way it's kind of like rised up. And I put the pops in front of each of their boxes. But in the end, this is what it ends up turning out like, and I actually do like it a lot, so I might keep my pops out of box just like this. This does look really well. Basically, you take the pop boxes, you kind of push them up like a riser, a vertical riser. I have my statue on the left there from My Hero. I have my 3 My Hero pops at the top, my 2 Naruto pops, my 3 Dragon Ball pops. It just looks really well, and I think this actually is a really cool technique. You can also do this in as many levels as you want. It doesn't have to be just 2 levels, just so like in the photo here, you can see that I did 3 levels. But as what I noticed from me doing more levels in two, it kind of just started to push the pop boxes up, and the pops weren't standing properly at the top row. So I would just recommend staying at the 2 rows. a really awesome company that sells different shelves that are meant for out-of-box pops. They also have in-box pop shelves, but in today's video I'm just going to be talking about the out-of-box pops since the whole video is about out-of-box pops. That is Display Geek. Display Geek has some really awesome out-of-box displays where it's kind of themed in the back. They have Star Wars themes, Stranger Things themes. The one that I have right here is for Marvel. So you can see on the top row kind of shows like a galaxy in the background meant for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Middle row shows the comics for like the comics pops I get. And on the bottom one you can see San Francisco in the background and the Golden Gate Bridge with Spider-Man in the front because I believe that's where one of the movies took place. These are some really awesome shelves. They also have the same shelf like I kind of had and I showed off earlier, where you can put the pop boxes in the background and the pops in front. But they have it so that way the pop boxes and the pop fit perfectly on the shelf. But yeah, really awesome shelves and displays at a really affordable price. I'll put a link in the description below to their website if you do want to check them out. Another thing I saw online which is really awesome, and it was the use of floating shelves. You can get these from IKEA, you can get these from Home Depot, Canadian Tire, anywhere really has these. So basically they're shelves that float, and this person measured them perfectly so that way each shelf would have exactly 4 inches between them so you could fit a pop. And they have like each pop kind of themed in sections, so you can see all the Batman / DC area, you can see all the Walking Dead pops, Star Trek, Harry Potter. It's just super awesome. I love this, the way they did this, especially since it's so well organized. This one can take a lot more work because I don't think they sell floating shelves that are that long. So what this person probably did is they probably bought a lot of different floating shelves and then had to put them together and fit them perfectly, like make them flush. So this might take a lot of work and a lot of effort to do this perfectly, but this technique of displaying pops out of box is really awesome. But yeah, that's been it for today's video. I showed off a bunch of different unique ways to display pops out of their boxes. I hope you guys found this helpful. If there was any ways that I missed in today's video, just let me know in the comments and I might put it in a part 2 where I talk about inbox pops next time. If we hit 50 likes on this video, I will make a part 2 where I show off how to display your pops inbox. But yeah, anyways guys, that's been it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I can't speak. Hit that post notification bell to stay up to date with all my content. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.